A single climbing bean plant can produce 10 times more than its bushy cousin, if you give it something to climb. Today, we're turning a piece of discarded wire mesh into the backbone of one of the highest yielding vegetable gardens you can build. Skip old brittle seed. Choose plump, unblemished bean seeds from a trusted variety like Kentucky Wonder or Blue Lake. Then soak them in room temperature water for 12 hours. This softens the tough seed coat and can shave 2 to 3 days off germination. Concrete reinforcing mesh, old cattle panel, or even repurposed chain link fencing all work beautifully here. Cut it to 6 feet tall, anchor it firmly with metal stakes at a slight backward lean, and orient it north to south so every plant gets even sunlight throughout the day. Beans fix their own nitrogen, so skip heavy nitrogen feeds and instead build a loose, well-draining bed. Compost, aged manure, and a handful of bone meal for phosphorus worked 8 inches deep. A soil pH near 6.5 keeps roots and rhizobia bacteria working in harmony. Sow seeds 1 inch deep, spaced 4 inches apart directly beneath the mesh in a single row along its base. Water deeply right after planting, then add a thin mulch layer to hold moisture and keep emerging shoots from drying out. Day 7 brings the seedling's first arched shoot breaking soil. By day 14, twin leaves unfurl and searching tendrils begin reaching for the mesh. Day 25 shows the vine climbing steadily upward, and by day 45, clusters of white or purple flowers appear along the wire, promising the first pods within a week. Young vines occasionally miss the mesh entirely. Gently guide any wandering tendril back toward the wire in its first week. Once a vine grips, it climbs on its own, twisting counterclockwise around each strand without any further help. Deep water twice a week, about 1 inch total, increasing during flowering and pod formation when demand peaks. Wilting leaves in the cool morning signal drought stress, while yellowing lower leaves and soft stems point to waterlogged roots. Skip nitrogen once flowering begins. It's already fixed at the roots. Instead, feed with a phosphorus and potassium-rich compost tea or diluted seaweed extract every 2 weeks through flowering and pod set, encouraging more blooms and heavier, fuller pods. Wire mesh's biggest advantage is density. Plants spaced every 4 inches can all climb independently without crowding, turning a narrow 4-foot bed into 40 feet of vertical growing surface. Pinch off the topmost growing tip once vines reach the top of the mesh, forcing energy back into side shoots and pod production instead of endless upward growth. Curling, sticky leaves point to aphids clustering on new growth. A strong water spray or neem oil solution clears them fast. Powdery white patches signal mildew from poor airflow. Thinning, crowded foliage along the mesh restores circulation immediately. And flowers that drop without setting pods usually mean daytime heat above 90 degrees. Afternoon shade cloth solves it. Harvest pods when they snap crisply and seeds inside are still small, usually 7 to 10 days after flowering. Picking often, every 2 to 3 days, is the real secret. The more pods you remove, the more the vine produces in return. A few dollars of recycled wire and a handful of seeds. That's all it takes to turn a narrow strip of soil into a wall of continuous, high-yield harvest, climbing skyward, one tendril at a time.